You're able to break it.
Oh.
As I said, you inflict harm as established. But the darkness that comes out of it just surrounds you. You hear a voice in your head, sounds different this time.
You're going to regret it. I'll make sure he never sees you again.
Excuse?
No one else hears that. You hear that in your head as this darkness is just absolutely enveloping you. Windward, what are you doing?
What does that look like from the outside?
Kyle is just enveloped in darkness.
Well,
The shadow that came out of the nunchucks has completely engulfed him.
then I guess it's time to go diving in afterwards, isn't it? Windward just is wearing low heels, so you wouldn't expect this kind of speed, but almost barely touching the ground as if they were flying, dashes down the aisle, steps on nothing in order to clear the stage, and then just dives into the darkness. Could I lend a hand and... Because what was the roll for the attack? That was an 8?
Turn to violent.
I think they rolled a 7, because it was just barely.
It was a 7. I got a 7.
Yeah, +1 doesn't make it.
No. +1's not going to make it a 10, so we're not going to be able to roll it that way.
You could twist, escape a situation, or if you have any magic moves.
Yeah, definitely got to be escape a bad situation. I'll go ahead and roll blood. Oh no. That's a 3, which means it's a 2, because I've got a -1 blood. So yeah, Windward just goes diving into this darkness, trying to see if I can get Kyle out. Do I, find Kyle in the dark?
You dive into the darkness and you can't feel or see Kyle anywhere. And it's like this darkness is starting to get into your head. All of your regrets and the mistakes that you made, and you'll never see him again.
Bree, I did not roll it what I did to bring these two back together.
That's okay, they'll go out together.
Kyle, I know you're in here. I didn't wait this long, search this hard. I will not lose you again. And I am actually then just gonna roll... It's the presence of the thing around me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Kyle? Kyle, I know you're there. Kyle, come to me. I haven't spent this many years and this much effort coming back to myself so that I could come to you, for it to end like this. It cannot. And it... Kyle? Kyle, where are you?
Maybe a different name.
Well,
Do I?
would you say that the...
Do I hear that at least, or no?
From the inside... Yeah, that's a good question. Does Kyle hear me?
You hear it and it sounds like he's right next to you. It sounds like she's right next to you, but when you turn and feel around, you feel nothing.
I am going to... I know I have a dead, right? Do I have a dead?
We have 2. I think you owe me 2. Shocked that I don't owe you any.
I owe you 2, but you don't owe me anything. Is that correct?
That is correct.
I was about to say, I think that depends on who you ask.
Cool. It's fine.
In game terms.
I'm going to let it out. Because I hear Wardy speaking to me and I can hear that she's upset. So I'm going to let it out. And I'm going to use the impress, dismay, or frighten someone with a display of demonic fury. I'm going to roll with spirit. Ha! That is 6 plus 8. Sorry, plus 3, 8, plus 1, 9. What is that? Oh, wait.
Plus 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10, actually.
Okay.
So you succeed without any costs.
So, what are you attempting to do with this?
I am going to fucking scare this thing that's covering me, and I'm going to shout at it. I'm going to say, in like the most deepest demonic voice I can try. I don't know if I can pull it off. I said, "You don't get to fuck with me, but you don't especially get to fuck with Wardy." And I shout this, and I let this. Kyle is covered in flames. Their whole body is on fire, and it's trying to burn the entity inside out.
As that demonic resonance pulses through the theater and out of the darkness, and then Kyle erupts in these flames, even in the dark, Windward's glasses have fallen off, and they're burning with a violet and a pink light as their demeanor changes from this fearful calling into supreme confidence. Because they knew Kyle was in here. They knew precisely where he was, and that no matter what happened, he would come through. And at this point, the lurker is not paying attention to me. The lurker thinks that I am running scared and ready to fall. It underestimates me, and it is vulnerable to me. And I say, into the sound and the fury, yes, there he is. There's my Jophiel. And I step forward, and our beings somehow, like, mesh together. I'm gonna roll this, let it out. That is 8 plus nothing, so just an 8, but our beings mesh together, and my fire that begins to burn from inside and around me joins with Kyle's, with Jophiel's, and together we burn. And so I will inflict a flat 4 harm AP as we're surrounded by these holy and demonic flames of all colors, giving off no heat, but like the warmth of love and companionship and connection that transcends any sort of mortal conception, time and space and reason being any among them. As together we burn away everything that was left of the anchor and just dispel the darkness. I think everybody feels it.
Yeah, you all feel something you definitely did not expect to feel today. And I see we have at least two, possibly 3 people who are very confused right now. And I find it very entertaining. Because that's about how your characters feel. Millie and Angel and Cole, as you see this brilliant light that both seems to be pure radiance and also pure darkness, like mixed together, except for that dark demonic energy has more light in it than you expected. And all of that darkness that enveloped them is gone, and they're just standing next to each other on the stage.
I think Millie immediately begins clapping, because that's the best performance that's ever happened on this stage.
Kyle will look at Wardy and is like, "Oh, hey, there you are."
Knew I'd find you eventually. And just reaches up. I picture that, like, as we come back into physical form, we're embraced. I don't get the opportunity to reach up and kiss Kyle very often. Kyle's very short, and right now he's a 7-foot tall demon man.
Yeah, Kyle is 5'4".
Yes. So,
Sure.
Sighs says, "Well, I always knew you would be here for me," and gives you a quick kiss. Now, we should probably, if you could set me down. I believe we've got a little bit more work to do.
For sure. And I let you down, and I'm still in my demon form, and I look around. Is there anything I'm supposed to do?
I kind of picture this whole time Hess and Angel have just been, like, fighting back these tendrils from coming through the tear.
I was gonna say, like, when Hess first heard that, like, hiss of pain, she, like, got this very dark grin and like fangs started to come in. It's like, oh good, you're feeling it. I just kept going and turned up the heat on her flames.
Yeah, and you could feel the impact when the tether was broken, but it's still coming through. It's like the opening it's coming through is shrinking and weakening, but it's coming through as much as it can. And it's angry. It is trying to basically bull rush its way into the reality.
Millie's gonna look up at Cole and be like, please record this. I hope you have been, but if not, please start.
Make sure you send it to me.
I have just a thumbs up.
Be a great special on YouTube.
For real, no one will believe this is actually happening.
Yeah.
Most of our viewers don't anyway.
Oh, Millie was just like, we need the video of whatever's going on here to play at their wedding. But like, sure, whatever you're using it for.
Well, that too. Question. Would this hole in reality count as an exposed object or magical spell?
Potentially. I do want to pause 1 second. Millie, what have you been up to?
I feel like Millie has been low-key, like, trying to get Charlie to do something. Just basically trying to be like...
He is approaching.
Yeah, I just realized all those hand gestures are great for on camera and very bad for an audio-based format. So she's just been trying to wave him over and convince him to, like, prove himself to this group that's fairly distrustful of him.
Anytime, buddy.
Anyone who's paying the slightest bit of attention to what's going on in the crowd or could see Millie gesturing, you see there's this vaguely humanoid, shadowy shape. It doesn't feel the same as what's coming through this portal, this tear in reality. It feels different as it's coming closer, and then you feel like there's a shift in the attention of the thing on whatever's on the other side of the portal as it notices Charlie. And it heard your conversation earlier. And it feels both angry and afraid, because it knows something has changed it. And it knows that something is Millie.
Yeah, and I think that noting that shift in attentions and shift in the presence of the thing feeling some fear, I would like to display my dominance, which is a let it out move.
Okay. Go for it.
Thank you. This is the thing that I used very early on to scare off the little ripples of shadow that were hanging around that cabin.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to roll 10. So with a 10, it says specifically low status NPCs flee, and PCs must roll to keep their cool. But basically, I just want to give off very big, you come into my home vibes, and...
This isn't low status, though.
It's not low status, for sure, but just the idea of it's already kind of scared, and I do want to sort of insert myself between it and Charlie. I just want it to be afraid of me and paying attention to me.
You have gotten this entity's attention.
Look what I can do. I will fuck you up on a much bigger scale.
That's certainly a choice.
Everybody else can do more harm to it, but I want it to be afraid.
Yeah, is that a mislead distractor trick, kind of leveraging your move, or?
Essentially, yes. That's what I want, is to be pulling the attention so that y'all can do the aggro.
You do.
Thanks.
Its attention is fixed on you.
One more bad decision for me, let's go!
We make the strongest of narrative decisions in this household.
And it launches an attack on you.
Yeah, it does.
There's this stream of darkness coming towards you, but there's something else happening. It's like, if we're watching this on a movie, it's like time slows down and the camera zooms out because something has changed and shifted. I feel like, Angel, you are the most likely to recognize what's going on. Because you've been around ghosts, you've been there when they come back.
Yes.
And you feel something shifted in the back of the room.
Oh, did we get a Bart?
No.
We got a Vehigante!
We got a Vehigante!
Nope.
No?
Hi, Cass.
As you all see the ghost of Cass
Oh shit!
walk onto the stage. And would you like to get in the way of what is attacking Millie?
Yes.
About time, Cass.
I've been sitting on that since I realized there was a Spectre playbook.
Nice. Nice.
So you're going to be rolling with her circle, so rolling with Night.
Okay. How do I play this game again?
2d6s.
Yeah, 2d6.
I can find some.
There's also digital dice rollers.
Those are worse.
Yeah, that would take too long, though. Okay, here we go. What was my night? I don't even remember.
Well, since you're a Spectre now, it's whatever the Spectre playbook starts with, I think. You start with one night.
Start with one.
Also, because you and I had owed each other debts, and you are getting in the way, you get to add a +1 to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 7, 8, and 9.
Alright, so with that, on a hit, give them +1 or -2 to their roll. And on a 7 to 9, you expose yourself to danger, entanglement, or cost. How do you go about stopping this attack on Millie?
Well, I'm really not sure what's happening. So.
Pretty much everyone's on stage. Windward and Kyle are probably still both glowing slightly. Kyle's in their demonic form, so that's a whole thing. Hess also looks like she's in a demonic form, but she's just pissed. And there's this large gaping tear in reality that darkness is coming out of, and it just launched a stream of darkness at Millie. Because it's pissed with her for some reason.
Okay, so Cass also comes from the darkness, and I guess we'll go with entanglement.
So, like that, it slams onto you and kind of wraps around you with that instead of hitting Millie.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't do harm.
Did you just grapple the darkness for me?
Sure.
Yeah,
I love it.
basically. So Cole, I'm really curious. How is Cole reacting to everything
Yeah.
that's going on on stage? Cole's up in the balcony recording on his cell phone.
Yeah, the most basic thing I could ever do. I honestly think, like, nothing's surprising him at this point. I think he's just, one, looking for an opportunity to be particularly useful, and two, just trying to spread as much of what's happening to those that, like, need to know.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually have a move called Won't Be Ignored for Get in the Way, which is it's a 10+ without rolling.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I just realized I had that move.
as you say that, the attention just immediately snaps back to Cass, and that darkness just dissipates right in front of your face, Millie, and that's when you see the ghost of Cass standing, glaring up at this terror in reality. This is, Cass, this is the darkness that was haunting your dreams for a long time. It's not here yet. It's not all here, and you feel like it's not all going to be able to come through. But it's trying to squeeze as much as it can in while the door's still open.
Okay, which one of you idiots tore the hole in reality?
How dare you! In my own theater, I would never.
Does Hess hear this? Like, does this break through the anger?
Yeah, I feel like the voice of Cass definitely breaks through your anger.
I think Hess just turns around slack-jawed.
Hess and Angel have been just basically going to war on the on the dark, shadowy tendrils. And Hess is the surprised. I feel like everyone is surprised.
It's about time!
She was busy.
Oh, really? Would you like to escape from the afterlife?
Ask me once I'm dead!
Dissect this later. For now, ass kicking. It's nice to see you again, Cass.
Anyone want to fill me in on what's happening? Because I've been, like, dead.
Creature chaos trying to break through into our reality. We're trying to stop it.
Lots of bad decisions in between.
Okay.
Kyle and I are angels.
Sorry?
We'll explain after.
Yes, a hole in reality bad, absolutely. Hey, Cass, you look rather incorporeal. Hopefully that amp's not bothering you these days. Thank you for stopping by.
Shut up.
And Cass, you hear a voice and see your benefactor kind of like flickering into visibility. She's not fully there, and she's like, "Oh, okay, this is not right. Looks like the tether's gone, so I have to keep kicking its ass? I haven't seen that before." Points to the tear.
Hess just gestures to her flame-coated hands like, what the fuck do you think I've been doing?
I'll try and help what I can as she keeps like flickering it out.
So Millie's gonna gesture again and be like, big hole in reality. Bad guy. Bad. Little darkness over there. Friend. Don't hurt.
If I was in one piece, I might be able to do more.
You didn't mean to?
I don't know what any of that means, but point me at the thing and let's go, I guess.
So, we're gonna get back to wailing on this thing?
Yeah.
It's been pouring through, and you can hear it's whispering in your mind. Just temptations. They're probably not particularly effective,
You cut the shite out.
but also just the presence is so heavy. And some of it looks like it might be trying to leave. Whether it actually can or not, it's a different question, but what do y'all do? I guess, bit of a meta question. Cole, what did you tell your people to do with what you're sharing with them?
I like to imagine it is something of the Samson option. It's a mutual assured destruction situation, basically taking the information and deciding what they want to I don't necessarily come into this thing thinking I'm getting out of it, so I was giving them all the details and information that they could potentially have to make moves, mostly the mothers at this point, so they're aware of everything happening.
So you're setting up for a Pyrrhic victory.
Maybe.
Like, if I'm going down, you're going too, down too, asshole.
Well, no, Pyrrhic is... We win, but it's such a loss that it's barely a win.
Yeah.
He's having a hard time keeping it posy right now.
There's also so many other worlds that even if we win here, the battle continues elsewhere, but we've done a pretty good job of making contact with those other worlds, so maybe we can figure out a way to get the recordings through later.
Ask Angel what she cares about those other worlds.
Lily's been doing her best, okay?
Some people just don't think big picture, and that's really an affront to Millie.
I'd say you could bite me, but I don't feel like dealing with you for that long.
Yeah.
Try everything once.
I mean, I was already scratched by a werewolf, so...
You weren't infected, though.
I know.
They were able to treat it, so you're all good. I mean, well, it won't even get like a normal infection.
Windward just healed it.
Yeah. Well, also the moms had people that knew how to treat that. Because you get all kinds on their territory, especially people who've been in scrapes with wolves and don't want to become one particularly. Also, sometimes perfectly nice wolves that need a place to live will kind of like lose it a little bit sometimes, and then accidents happen.
Cole just casually throws the gun at the tendrils.
You can shoot it. You can try shooting.
Take that!
I cast this. I cast this. I cast gun.
Angel would have gone for the gun, but she figured an ancient legendary weapon would have a better effect on this thing. It's a legendary artifact, so...
If I didn't have a gun, I had a fishing rod, so...
Amazing.
Yeah, darkness, darkness, darkness.
It's like that old joke, I cast magic missile at the darkness.
I think about that every goddamn time.
Yeah. That's all we're doing this whole battle.
Pretty much.
What are we doing?
Casting magic missile at the darkness.
I don't know. I just cast Kiss real good, and that worked pretty well.
Hell yeah.
Never misses that one. I suppose it is just Magic Missile, huh? Magic Kissel. Here we go.
Oh my god.
Wait, I'm sorry, are we talking about Sailor Moon or Kyle and Windward?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that was the deleted pilot that never got aired. Got it.
But so the tear is starting to close, but you can see the darkness it's pushing through is trying to keep it open as long as it can. Maybe trying to get a new foothold. So what do you all do?
So I have a move where I can use supernatural strength. I'm just wondering if that applies to metaphysical things. Can I grab the sides of the opening and try to wrench them closed? Once again, I would like to corset the darkness.
If you get help from Charlie, you might be able to.
Charlie!
Can.
You hear him responding in your head. Yeah?
Here's the thing. As previously discussed, I don't know. We need to close the thing. Make it gone. Help me.
I think I have an idea. It might feel a little weird. I promise it'll be temporary. Is it okay if I ride around in your head for a minute? I promise I won't touch anything.
You are acting. You know what? I don't have time to argue with you. Yes, let's do this.
Do it. Sorry.
Since that conversation was probably mostly mental, for anyone who saw the dark figure, it just kind of dissipates and then flows into Millie. And now you're able to.
That can't be good, I would say, as I look at Wardy, as I see that.
It's okay, Charlie's a friend. We're taking care of things.
Tell him to fix what he broke then.
We're working on it.
Yeah, you've never had a friend come in your head?
I don't care. We're going to fucking kick its ass.
It's currently in me. Please don't kick its ass now, because that's my ass. All right, and then I am going
There's
to...
multiple pleasurable things to do to your ass.
What a dysfunctional group of assholes I picked.
Yep, welcome back.
We're your assholes?
Big fan.
Lily's like, I've seen weirder groups fix this? Actually, no, I haven't.
I think a proctologist would fix that.
Okay, so I have to roll this with
The dysfunctional
spirit.
asshole. No.
Yes.
Oh no.
Storyteller, if I...
Yes.
Depending on the role, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Well, the roll was a 3, and I have a -1, so it went very badly.
Okay, so... Can I use, since you said potentially, can I attempt to use my Let It Out to reshape the thing to help Millie get this closed?
You can use it to reshape it, but that's not going to stop the consequences of what's going to happen.
Reshape the essence or nature so I could essentially, by argument, because its nature is open, I could switch it to closed.
I don't know if that would particularly work on something this large, but give me a second.
It is an exposed object!
That's 2 stories tall. There might be another way to do it.
That is fair. I just wanted to try and help.
So, Millie, as you grab it and start to pull it close, you can feel Charlie in your head like, oh, no, as you're, like, engulfed in the essence, and you can feel it starting to change and pull him back out. He's like, no, I don't want to go back, I don't want to go back, I don't want to go back.
I let go of one side of the hole and grab onto Charlie instead.
He's kind of like riding inside of your head right now.
Right. I don't know, I seal my nose and my ear, and like lean the other ear against my head so that there are less holes for him to come out of. Like, I don't know how to fix this, but I'm trying.
How do you stop? Would you like to roll to escape the situation?
Oh, actually, I have a move for that.
Because it hasn't completely turned him, but also you all see Millie and you would have noticed that the vibes or the nature of the thing that went into her felt very different than the bad vibes you've been getting. But as she gets just engulfed by this thing, you can feel that starting to shift, and basically those good vibes are starting to weaken.
Alright, I have a let it out move that allows me to create an opportunity to escape.
Okay.
Let's see if this does better than the last one. That is much better. That was a 10 on the die, which turns into a 9 with my -1.
Okay. And does that give you a chance for you to escape, or for you give someone else a chance to escape?
Can be used for either, whichever you feel is more correct for that die roll.
I think Windward would sort of tap Kyle and be like, Kyle, we're needed. And then I'm going to go in, if we can kind of like joint take this, where Kyle takes over holding the actual hole itself, while Windward starts glowing again with that purple flame and is pulling the amalgamated Charlie and Millie away from it and trying to keep everything contained and separated. Could we call that an aid or a help?
Yeah, roll to lend a hand.
Both of us?
So Windward's roll will be to see if we can get both Millie and Charlie out.
Yeah, I got an 8.
Between Millie's move and your assistant, Millie, you and a mostly intact Charlie are able to get away, but Windward, you've exposed yourself to danger, entanglement, or cost.
Yep.
Can I get in the way of that?
We're just making it domino.
Okay.
Sweet.
Go for it. Roll to get in the way. Roll with their circle, so, I don't know what circle this thing is.
Wild. Oh, no,
Pain
that
in the
big
ass.
circle.
Yeah, I'm like, the thing circle. Let's just say roll with Windward circle, because the thing doesn't have a circle.
Sweet. What is Windward Circle?
Wild.
I got a 5.
I don't want to have you both get engulfed again. That's boring.
Just stab me with a tentacle knife. I don't know. Let's just get Kyle stabbed. It's okay.
Yeah. Take the lumps.
I'm not going to stab Kyle, but I am going to stab Windward for 1 harm.
Damn it!
Oh.
That's not what it was supposed to do!
As Kyle tries to stop this from happening, it brushes against him, and you don't know what happens, but Kyle just drops to the ground unconscious. Still breathing, but unconscious. And Angel, it kind of reminds you of what happened to you the first time you tried to do something stupid.
Oh, shite. Okay, where do you stand? That's not... Oh, goodness.
Also, there's like a bunch of darkness coming through. Still?
I'd like to get right in front of the darkness and roll to let it out.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a psychic blast of ectoplasmic energy
Okay.
that I would like to do.
Go for it.
So I have +2 spirit, so that's a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Hey!
And how much damage does this do?
2 harm near the area.
Okay. So as you do this, there are other shadows that were coming out, and some of them were probably targeting the unconscious person on the ground. What does it look like as you do this?
So I get in front of... Who passed out?
Kyle's unconscious on the ground.
Kyle.
Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know who you are, but here we go. And
Just scream.
yeah, like a banshee.
I find that offensive.
So banshee wail scatters the darkness.
Well, it depends on what type of banshee. Are we talking folkloric banshee or X-Men banshee?
Yes.
Just as a metaphor.
Probably leaning more on the folkloric side. Also, I'm gonna say, Hess and Angel, y'all are still battling the darkness that is coming through. You probably haven't fully noticed what's happened with Kyle. Don't worry, we will come back to that.
Oh, goody. But I've at least seen the stuff with, like, Millie trying to close it and then the shadows, like, redoubling their efforts.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Hess's wings, skeletal wings, flare, and she's like, "You're not going to hurt anyone else again." And this cascade of darkened purple galaxy magic just floods the room. And I'm spending 2 to provide +1 armor to everybody with shielding.
Ooh.
Including the unconscious people. Everyone in a small area, so I figure this hits everybody.
I kind of picture that the way this looks is like as it spreads out, it layers over them, almost like a second skin, like a little bubble.
Oh yeah. Or however people want to flavor it, like Hess's becomes this like spiky galaxy pauldron on her shoulder, and she just squares up, fists at the ready, and is like, "Eyes on me, motherfucker," and goes back in.
Angel, what are you doing?
Not having all my abilities. Because the veteran playbook doesn't have very many good let it out options for him.
That's fair. Well, in that case, as you say that, you hear Lily's voice. I might be able to do something. Just hold still for a second. You feel like her hands on her back, kind of, it feels like someone's trying to, like, pop your back almost. And then the hands go away, and it's almost like she shoulder checks you, and you don't know how or why, but something about that just clicks things in place, that power that you had gotten so used to it being there that you forgot it was there until it was gone, and it comes back.
Oh, that's the spot. Alright.
Those backstage chiropractic adjustments are the best.
I mean, she may be a scientist, but she's learned a couple of things in her accidental dream reality hopping weirdness that she does and is still rather confused by. Actually, no, she's probably the least confused by it. It's been happening to her since she was a kid.
Well, I'm just gonna try and shatter whatever is keeping this portal open with a let it out.
Go for it.
Don't fuck me. It's a 5 and a 2. With my spirit makes it a 6.
I owe you a debt. I owe you a couple debts, so can I help in any way to bump it up to a partial success?
Roll to lend a hand. So rolling with power.
7 altogether?
Okay. So you get to add +1, so it'll succeed. But you both succeed at a cost.
That's fine.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Yeah? Let's hear it.
Mostly because of Angel's recklessness, but my idea is that in this, if this works, I mean, we succeed, consequence. We each grab opposite sides, slam it shut, Angel winds up on that side.
You fall through.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you fall through, I think Hess, seeing that, would shoot her hand out and try to grab you and pull you back in. And, like, there's that clasp of, like, I've got you, and then just Angel's, because it's pulling her, I imagine, just rakes, like, her hand down Hess's arm, and it does damage, and as she pulls it back, it's just these corrupted, black, oozing wounds on her.
She leaves the staff in your hand.
Gosh, Hess is gonna have such survivor's guilt already. Thanks. Compound it even more.
Yeah.
Because my end move, when you die or retire your character, offer your weapon to the person you trust the most. If they accept, bind them to 3 vows from your list as if they had sworn an oath to you.
Okay.
Don't know how that works exactly given the situation.
Okay. As you do this, and we're like grasping each other, Hess's magic flares and creates this sort of like temporal spatial rift.
Ooh!
And we're just kind of floating in this galaxy of stars and looking at each other, just standing and like not. Hess is kind of realizing what's going on. She's like, no, we can figure this out. We're not letting you be trapped there. We're going to figure this out.
It's alright. It's been a long time coming. We both knew I wasn't going to have a happy ending. Not in my line of work. So, you just gotta promise me that you'll keep others from harm, just like I've done for you. But safely. Don't... I know you, but I gotta make sure. There's no such thing as collateral damage, you know? And take down the bastard. All of them. Everyone.
That I can do.
Bastard being the old men, or bastard being this evil shadowy thing?
Bastard being always thwart enemies of your masters. That's why all of them. All the bastards. Because technically this is being sworn technically to Angel, so all the bastards.
Alright, can do that. I'm not gonna stop trying to find you. Get you back.
I know. So I'll be waiting.
Alright. Don't get into too much trouble.
Oh, you know me, I can't promise that.
Then make it out alive till I can come get you.
That I can do.
And this paused second in time snaps back, and Hester's standing there holding Angel's staff. And the tears close, but there is still darkness dancing around. And the camera pans back to the fact that Kyle is unconscious on the ground. Windward, what are you gonna do? How is Windward reacting to this? I'm not sure how logical this reaction would be, but that is up to you.
Yeah. It's... Windward looks at Kyle and then turns to Millie and says, I believe you called your present paramour Charlie, correct?
I mean, I wouldn't make assumptions, but yes, his name is Charlie.
He is proving to have too much moral fiber. Yes, I do. I'm sorry, hun, it will never work. But, if I may speak with him...
Yeah.
Charlie kind of, just sort of steps out from Millie. You still have a bit of a connection with him, but now there's this little...
His face just comes through my face.
I hate that, no. He just kind of, steps to the side. It's like the moment in Good Omens, you should go back to being two people, and then boom. So there's just this shadowy being.
The work is nearly complete. We've nearly eradicated the darkness from our realm. But, you see, the matter remains of what we are to do with you. I suspect that we've lost more than one person who's dear to us, and I don't want to lose the one who's dear to me. And I don't think that I can get them back until that evil has been purged from this place. Which again brings us to the question of what we do with you, Charlie. You have a name. How delightful. It's the sort of thing that discreet beings have a tendency to define for themselves, particularly in times of change, a personal alteration. I once knew a man from this realm, who had been named Abram. He made a commitment to an employer of mine, one that proved, let's just say, rather impactful, not just for his own life, but for the lives of many. And do you know what my employer did as a sign of loyalty to show that he had truly changed? He asked of this new man who had been known as Abram to make a sacrifice of the one thing that he held dear, something that was of his essence truly important to him, something that he would rather not be without. to sacrifice a portion of his legacy to kill his own son. Now, fortunately, I was able to intervene at the last minute, and the boy was spared. But the decision had been made. So at this point, stepping out of game, I managed to take an advancement. I'm going to the Hunter playbook for the Prepared for Anything move. This gives me a well-stocked armory. I take 2 custom weapons and select 1 additional add-on for each of my existing. Windward reaches into the tunic that they're wearing and pulls out a knife. It's just this basic ass Bronze Age knife. Something simple, something that a shepherd would have had back then. Maybe a little bit bigger, a little bit of a heavier blade. But the tags that I'm giving it are famed and blessed.
I've also been waiting for this thing to come up.
Yes.
I'm sorry, how much has Windward fucked around with the Bible is my question. I need this, full story.
You know who
But by
Windward
angel
was.
shit.
I know, but I just need a timeline.
The answer's probably yes.
I present this knife to Charlie.
And he takes it.
No one else is going to be able to rid us of this corruption and yet keep you intact. So, I've taken to calling this the Knife of Devotion. The legend goes that the angel's Adkiel is burdened by 1,000 stones, and I tell you this was the first. To be rid of it is the second greatest blessing that I've got today. But it is an instrument of a promise, it is an instrument of devotion. And I'm told the only thing you want is a chance to live. So devote yourself to that. Devote yourself to us. Sacrifice the thing that you were, and the gesture to the darkness that remains around. Drive out this remaining essence, and truly become who you are. Devote yourself to living, and living well, and living among us. And maybe, just maybe, we'll all live.
After he takes the knife and after you finish saying that, he hugs you.
Yes. Well, it is what you wanted.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. And then Windward goes and just kneels next to Kyle's body.
You're still breathing.
Good. What does Charlie do?
It's fine, we'll fix it.
Quick question. What's everyone else doing? There's still bits of darkness floating around. Like, the gate's closed, but there was still some left.
I was gonna say, mine's contingent on what Charlie does.
Yeah. Millie?
I do want to have a quick aside to Charlie, where I just point at the darkness that's floating around, and I say, "Hey Charlie, is that darkness separated from the whole of the rest of what you were?
Yes. Just holding a knife.
Could we potentially do to it what we did to you?"
He just stops and then looks at it as I picture, at least, Cass and Angel are just tearing apart what bits they can find. Maybe some of it. I can try.
If what the main body of the darkness is afraid of is more of it becoming what you've become, then I feel like the most effective way to hurt it would be to instill that curiosity and that hope for life in what's left behind.
I don't know if I can get all of it, but I'll see what I can do.
Go for it, friend.
But yeah, Angel, Cass, what are y'all doing?
Well, Angel's in the between.
Yeah, I was gonna say Angel is...
My bad. Cass, what are you doing? We'll get to what happens to Angel later. Cass, what are you doing?
Angel's just like, I'm at the Pizza Hut, I'm at the Taco Bell, I'm at the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell.
Thank you for remembering that song exists, because I have to argue with so many people that it's a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Cass, what are you doing?
I was not listening to Windward. I was actually floating towards Kyle, and I'm start poking their face. Is this doing anything?
And there's probably some facial reactions, like when you poke someone when they're asleep, but it doesn't seem to be waking Kyle up. Charlie is going around, and you can see he is able to absorb some of the darkness that is flowing around, and it changes as it becomes a part of him, but some of it he does have to destroy with the knife, and that is whatever is not being destroyed by someone else.
Right.
Because Charlie is doing option A, I have my path chosen. Hess, seeing this and after getting the staff, sees Charlie starting to go around, and they spin it in their hands once to get a feel of it, and it starts to ripple and change and becomes embedded with different runes. The most noticeable ones are like the runes for truth and light and justice and protection. And then she looks at Charlie and is like, oh, I'll give you cover, and then spins it around again and out of the staff. What colors would you associate with Angel?
I don't know. The element fire comes to mind, but that's kind of a cliche. But at the same time, it's all I got.
Okay, so this like golden red fire spins around the staff, and then she spins it once around her and does this arc of a circle to go around Charlie with elementalism, spending her last hold that she has to try and deal with the tendrils that are coming after him that aren't being reabsorbed.
Yeah, so you help fend off, because he is able to convince some of it, but some will not be turned from the greed.
So we've got all of that squared away, and we still got unconscious Kyle. Can we just read a situation?
What's happening in my head right now, as I am unconscious?
I don't know, what do you think is going on in Kyle's head?
I would like to talk to George in my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were just standing there, and then everything went black, but yeah. You should be able to potentially, you're not sure if George is alive or not.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know what's happening. It's dark. But I reach out to George, specifically in my head. And I think I have a move. I could do Let It Out again to summon my dark patron's attention directly to my location.
I'll allow it.
Sweet.
You are still in your mind, so I will allow it.
I rolled a 9 plus my spirit, which is a 1, so it's a 10.
So what do you say as you reach out?
I say, pay up, motherfucker.
As you reach out, you do connect with something. It doesn't feel like George, because you've talked with George before, but it doesn't quite feel like that, but there is something.
Okay.
And it's strong.
I look at it in my mind and say the same thing. If you're George's representative or boss, he owes me.
It nods. And you feel this rush of something through you. And you wake up.
Do I feel any different?
I'll say you do. You feel something that you haven't felt through many, many, many lifetimes. Something that was broken a long time ago. And it's something that's back. Feel a bit of that divine connection reforming.
Your face also feels cold because a ghost has been poking you for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, Cass has just been poking your nose, trying to find the on button.
I would open my eyes and try to... Because during that time, as Kyle has, I guess, fainted or become unconscious, he did turn back to his normal self. Like, no more buff demon. But...
Yeah.
He does feel like there's a difference now, and there's a little bit of a connection to the divine. And he decides to flex it to see if he can still turn into his demonic form or if something else will come out.
What do you think happens?
I think instead of buff demon Kyle. We get buff angel Kyle, which is so much cooler.
We unlocked another boyfriend for the dating sim.
Yeah! So buff angel Kyle appears and just sort of like still lying down and goes, huh, this is much nicer.
Windward, you are staring into the face of Jophiel.
I will never get tired of seeing this face wake up. Welcome back.
Everyone else, you have no idea what the hell is going on here.
Hess is busy doing crowd control. This is not registering yet.
Kyle will, or Jophiel now, will pull Morty close and kiss her.
Millie is very close nearby, just theatrically swooning.
In the back of Hess's mind, she hears ping, like feels a tingling, like bestie and partner being cute, and peeks over, kind of vaguely recognizes Wardy, and is like is like, no, deal with this later. Realizes like one of the tendril almost comes to her face and like, ugh!
When did you get a partner?
Oh, who, me?
Windward and Kyle have been dating for a while. You probably knew, even if you didn't know Kyle.
Yeah, this is a good 2 years ago.
Cass really doesn't care, is the thing.
Angel gags somewhere on the other side.
If he had been around to sweep, you
the
never would have got the
spectrum.
amp, and you would have, like, that whole problem wouldn't have been. He sweeps, he came in looking for a job, and he's very pretty.
This was before I became an angel, you know.
Windward didn't have a job opening until Kyle showed up. It's a long story.
It's a long story. We've been meaning to record it for a while now.
I'm gonna go be somewhere else, because this is gross. Bye.
So Cass just walks through the wall.
Bye, thanks for coming. Good to see you again.
Well, I'm gonna go help Hess with crowd control, I guess.
You've got most of it gone. Most of the darkness has either been destroyed or, like, converted and absorbed by Charlie, who is starting to have more of a solid-ish looking form. Still feels like the vibes are definitely very different. Yeah, what's Colvin up to? Is Colvin just, like, wishing he had popcorn?
He stands up and just starts applauding. Just bravo!
Holy.
Great show.
How's the coup going?
Oh, fantastic, I assume.
Coup?
The what?
What has happened while I've been dead?
A coup.
A lot of them.
I gave them a chance to overthrow the patriarchy, and they overthrew the patriarchy.
Yay!
Like you do.
I mean, I'm okay with this. It's very cathartic for reasons.
So, the threat's gone. Angel's gone too.
Yeah, I think once everything has been eliminated, Hess just sinks to the ground, is on her knees, and the staff is just held between her open palms. She is very visibly torn up at this point. Blood and tears and everything fades away, and for once it's just her full, normal human self, and is just sobbing because they lost another person. And feels like it's their fault.
Yeah, I think Windward actually, like, helps pull Kyle up and points them in the direction of Hess. I'm going to come over as well, because I do have healing magic now, and I can do that, but that is a tertiary concern. What you need more so now is emotional support.
I'm also gonna go over to Hess.
Think Cass will probably get there first.
I'm gonna be like floating above, because I can fly, fuck it. Why not? I walk when you have wings.
And Millie, are you also going over to Hess, or are you gonna go talk to Charlie, who is kind of just standing there holding the knife like he's not sure what to do now?
Yeah, I think I see everybody else heading towards Hess, and I don't really want to become a crowd. So I'm going to hang back a little bit and watch, but just kind of stand next to Charlie on the side away from the knife, because I'm not crazy.
Yeah. You feel kind of like it's like he grabs a hold of your hand and says, "Thank you."
And I just kind of nod and squeeze it.
Emotional support for Hess time.
Yeah, so what did we say? Cass would get there first because Cass was help fighting?
Probably.
Yeah, and I am also not going over there anymore because if Cass is going, I presume she's got healing magic of some sort, but it's so good.
I'm still going because Hess is my best friend.
Yeah, so I think once Hess notices the spectral legs of Cass in front of her, just kind of looks up and is like, "You go back."
Kind of. You've got options. I can either be seen and heard, felt and seen, or seen and felt. Pick your poison.
I think Hess just not thinking, like, reaches up to, like, kind of touch Cass's cheek and it phases through and is like, "Oh, God, right."
Yeah.
I said such awful things to you, and I never apologized. And I know now it wasn't you, it was that, and she gestures to where the hole was.
No shit.
That took Cat. Because apparently it needs to take something in order to stay here. And it took my fiancé. And I blamed you when you did nothing wrong. You were just trying to help. And I am sorry that I was such an asshole.
It was gonna take you. That's what I saw. Is it taking you? I guess. So.
I was a shitty friend because she was your friend too, and I lashed out instead of helping, and I'm sorry. And I'm sorry for not telling you before your life.
Yeah. You always think there's gonna be more time for shit, you know?
Fuck, you're not wrong.
Hey, Hess, your phone starts ringing.
And she groans because everything hurts. She only has one box not filled, guys. So everything hurts, so she just ow. Puts it on speaker. Hello?
Hess? Is that you, or are you alright? It's
It's
Cat.
Mom, I'm assuming. Wait, what?
It's Cat.
She just... Hess XE, it stopped working. Please reboot.
Kyle answers for Hess. She's fine. Are you alive?
Yeah, I'm outside of the apartment, and... I mean, I don't know how long I was gone or what exactly happened, but I'm outside of the apartment.
Sweet. And then I turn to Hess. Do you want me to carry you there?
Do you want her to come here? That would probably be easier.
Yeah, Hess is just crying and can't process.
I'm going over to Kyle because I can't touch the phone, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Kat, we're all at the theater? That might be easier than trying to get Hess to your apartment."
Okay, just give me a second. I'll be right there.
Dang it. Let's try to be cool.
She does hang up, but you know, you don't live that far from the theater, so Cat's coming.
So, looks like we sort of got it wanted. Really too bad for Angel, because I know, doesn't Angel and I have like a sort of like angry thing?
She was responsible for the death of someone, or injury thereof.
Someone close to me.
She either killed or imprisoned one of your friends.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I know we lost Angel, and that's bad. But I think we'll be okay. Right?
Hess, error 404, please reboot.
So Angel's out of the game. I think I just broke Hess.
Yeah, no, I think Hess just kind of looks up at Kyle. Most of her hair is now white because of corruption. There's a few blue streaks, and then one part of her bang that's this ombre fire fade as a symbol of her oath with Angel. And she's just like, she's in where Cat, I'm gonna have to find her. Cat's alive?
Yeah. That's great. And Angel isn't really dead, right? She's fine. We'll find her at some point. Don't worry about it.
and just kind of turns and looks at Windward and Millie and is very confused at Charlie. He's like, not a fever dream. Pointing at Charlie.
No, he seems like a good version. I think we're good.
Way out in the distance, you just hear from a very tired sounding part. Dude, what the fuck? Where am I?
Welcome to the Elsa Theater.
Oh.
We've got ghosts!
We've always had ghosts.
Tempus Multae is a production of Pseudonym Social, changing reality one story at a time. It is an actual play podcast using Urban Shadow's 2E Quick Start Guide, and it's set once again in the town of Oak Ridge, Tennessee. I am your keeper and producer.
Hello everyone, it's Casey again. I'll be playing Cass Pravda, the Oracle Playbook.
My name is Zadkiel, or just Zad. In this game, I am going to be playing Windward Pudge, and they are using the Imp playbook.
Hi there, I'm Maria Perry. I'm playing Millie Elza, your local vampy vampire.
I am Blaze, and I'll be playing Jason Madison Coleman, the Aware.
Sup, y'all? I'm Fennec Foxfire. I will be playing Hess, playing from the Book of the Wizard.
Hi, I'm Glyza. I will be playing Kyle of the Tainted Playbook.
I am Ava Rogers. I will be playing Angel Day, the Sworn.
To get more information on this or any of our other shows, check out our website at pseudonymsocial.com.